How are you guys doing on this weekend before Christmas? I am going to start time up here, and I came in and was just looking around kind of at our constructions. And these guys down here weren't very busy, so I assigned them just a couple of the roads. And I want to go around just to get started and get them going. Hey, Slenderman, welcome. Yes, you are first. There's been a few people popping in and out, I noticed. I know some people, I think, find the stream and then nothing's happening. I guess, I don't know if you guys get a notice or not, but. All right, so we did put in another kindergarten and a school over here. So I'd like to get them potentially worked on. This other construction office has a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, Red Fox, welcome. How was everybody? And the other thing, just to remind you guys of what's going on, is we had a train, our one train that's exporting stuff gets stuck. So I don't know if you watched the last stream or not, but we're trying to get these electrical things built from all the way over here. So I wanted to see, are they... Well, they're building a road someplace. This guy's auto searching everything. So hopefully he'll get to doing that switch. Are they... Yeah, so it's a matter of can we get people far enough, I think, is a big part of the problem for that one. Well, good. Kids can tend to be awful happy at times. Well, you should be excited because Christmas is coming, I imagine. Or if you celebrate Christmas. I know not everyone does. How are we doing in our oil? Since we've been exporting, I don't think we checked it too much. I see two trains sitting there. Okay, so we do have extra fuel. We really want to make sure these tanks are full. Yeah, this is working out perfectly. I'd like to do this in my regular live, regular series. Sorry, can't get the words out. Where we have this kind of an export where only these two are full, but then these get fuel or bitumen after the fact, which is perfect. So you only end up exporting what you're not using, and then all the trucks can come over to these tanks to get filled up. And one other thing I noticed that I definitely wanted to do, but was a little concerned if it would be close enough to here, is put in a fuel fill for, especially if we have a truck that might just, or a train that might just go from there to here. And if that's the case, I definitely would like them to be able to fill up here. But let's get the electrical, well, I can do it right here. Yeah, see, that's not going to be close enough. Or is it not? It might be. I definitely would want to keep it, like, all the way up here as far as I could. Yeah, that's not very level right there, is it? No. Or do we do it? I mean, we would have to do it. Yeah, where's our other electrical for over here? I think that's all the way down this way. Now we could just give them a way to turn around, but we definitely need to get some kind of a thing over here. It's just far away from power. I guess before we fire up would be. Yeah, I think we're going to need to do it. It's our own little substation. Because I definitely would like to put one right there. Because, right now that we've already built that part. Yeah, I'll turn it this way. And then can we get across the street here? Yep. And then, well, we might as well just put it, I guess we could put it here. We have to get a road over, or I'd like to get a road over to it in case it burns down. All right, that'll be plenty within range, I think. Yeah, and then we'll do the... Can I go through here? No. have to zoom in. Yeah, let's zoom in. It'll make that a little bit easier. Actually, let's... Alright, that doesn't look too bad. And then this one needs the same treatment. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to probably come from like over here. Is that far enough away? No. And then we'll commit to them all. And now, railroads, and we'll, yeah, it's definitely up on a hill. Hopefully we'll be able to, what happened there? Probably need to go back a little bit more. And is that, no, still not enough. All right, let's just destroy up to that break anyway. And so hopefully that doesn't mess up the track too much. Let's see. Yeah, see that my fear is that the track is going to be too steep, but we'll see what happens. It's probably about as good as it's going to get. All right, that one's good. That one's good. What happened there? It's yeller. Take this back even further. Well, I'm sorry to hear he got so banged up. That's never fun in life. So let's see. Sometimes the game won't level for you, but if you kind of take it into your own hands. Oh, there we go. Hopefully this one goes too. Yep. See what I mean? Like it wouldn't level in the last time, but then I just fiddled with it myself a little bit and got it. So there we go. So now we should have that. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a road too well off of here, huh? Let's see. Can we get it to... We might be able to cheat it. Let's see. Right? Where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, that's scary. My sister took a header down the steps with her baby in the hand. She went out, like, and they have their front doors kind of sort of at the bottom of the steps, and she hit the door jamb with her face, but she protected the baby, which was good. None of it was that particularly good, but at least the baby was okay. All right, there we go. So now we have another thing. Now, do we want to put this as at least a... Where is our fire coverage? Because I think we're... I feel like we're getting awful far away from fire coverage. We might even want to consider just sort of like a service road. Yeah, you know what? We could probably come off of here. Let's just call this a gravel service road in the hopes that if there's ever a fire, we can get there. That sound reasonable? And this should be paved or gravel road. So that way, I think that cuts down on the fire truck having to come all the way around. We'll see. All right, so let's commit to that. Looks like it disappeared. Yeah, so I think we're getting awful close to being able to fire this up. I don't know, with the number of people we have living here, our population could become a bit of an issue. Just in the fact that we don't have that many people until we're ready to get fired up. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts or opinions on how to do that, or if we should even try. Like, if we're not really running things, the only one, I guess it might make a little sense if we were to get the gravel quarry, then they wouldn't have to bring gravel from all the way over there. How are we doing on the people? We have 2 bus stops. Yeah, passengers and students waiting. We really don't want them waiting there. Maybe workers, but are there even any vehicles that are going to this? I don't think there are. I think it's this one. Let's just take those off. Where's this guy getting its people from? The village. So it's not, nobody is even, they don't, well, the only thing they're doing is taking care of themselves. They're not even providing workers for the thing. So we could talk about how many's in these actual super duper buildings. We had an escape issue here, so I don't want to mess with them too much. 13, 5, none. Yeah, but at least they're all happy now. So yeah, there's very few people here. Now we got, yeah, let's I think we turned down the professors some. For this moment, let's take it down even further, just so that we don't end up, killing all our professors in a sense. Good. So the university is now built, and this guy is just searching roads and footpaths. I think I'd like to get him assigned to some things. And yeah, there's a gas station and a construction office that we have going on here. But I can't get to that one yet until this one's done. So let's get them to... This is our hospital. We might as well get that going. And then... What is this? Kindergarten. That road's not done there. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so now... What else do we have going on around the map as we get warmed up here and get some people in the door, give everybody a chance to get here? Our crops seem to be doing extremely well. Now, is the train... He's just leaving. How many are in the... Yeah, this is pretty much full, so our crops are doing quite well. Now, is there... I don't see smoke coming out of our fabric factory should be running, but it only has 1 person and no crops. Okay, so it's just not sucking crops in, which is a bit annoying. It's a little like, fine, it works, but it's just a bit annoying there. All right, so what about this? Yeah, we're just not getting people. Is it because we don't have enough people here? I did steal some people, move them around. It won't be. See, look, only 2 people waiting, and we've got trains. Well, these guys should be. Yeah, this guy and this guy are going to that way. What is this? This one's. Yeah, so they're not going to pick up people until they spin all the way around. See, they'll go up here and they'll turn around and come back. And as far as our statistics go, I know some people like to look at that. We have almost 8,000 people, no plus 21s. This year we did have some escapes, but we got that under control. That was, if I'm remembering right, just pretty much all of these people that I had put in there escaped. So hopefully we'll get them. It's not ideal when we're kind of low on people to begin with. As far as our finances, I think we went through the finances towards the end of the last one, but if we look at this year, which is, June, halfway through the year. So we're definitely making some money. We spent our money on some different trains and whatnot last time. There's 2 oil trains, and we have a bunch of cisterns that we can use, which is actually what made me think of this needing to be here. And yeah, so I think the thing to do will be to start thinking more about how we're going to lay out our auto manufacturing. We put a fabric factory down here where we can either by train or by truck, get the fabric out of here. This is a bus stop to provide workers for that. That's cool. Yeah, well, you need your rest when you're recovering. No doubt. All right, so we did get this road through here and out this way. So we're going to need steel and mechanical components so they can come down this road. And then, like I said, we can talk about a road or we bring over by train the fabric. Sort of depends on how we decide to do it. And this will be our plastics factory. So let's take a look at construction, engineering industry. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I really haven't gotten into all the new stuff yet. It's one of the negative things about having a series that's so old and everything's kind of designed for the next 2 or 3 weeks worth of building, but before this stuff came out. So we have our plastics lined up. We have our mechanical components lined up. We have our electrical components lined up. No, we don't. We have fabric lined up. But we need to get electrical components and electronics. And if I remember correctly, my problem last time was not having any kind of a bulldozer or excavator because that guy's so busy doing roads. So if we take a look at what those things need, I don't think, can I get the chemicals here? No, here's mechanical components. It's just, well, not mechanical components. Electrical components is going to need steel and plastics, which would be the plastics are going to come out of here. And then electronics is going to need plastics and electrical components. So I'm hoping to be able to put the electrical components and the electronics right next to each other. Right? And then we'll bring our mechanical components down as well. I'm hoping to be able to tie it together a bit, like right in this area where we can have the plastics attached to both and then have the, say, electronics back here tied into more or less the electronics at that point. Hey, Off the Rails. How are you doing today? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I am just sitting here talking. I don't know if you just got in or whatnot, but just talking about getting the automotive kind of placed in here. And the fact most of our industries are, this still needs to be improved down here, of course, but this would be our plastics. And I think we have everything else we need to get autos going, except for electronics and electrical components. And then we have all this oil field to build in here first. But a lot of the stuff down this end is good to go. And I know, one thing we can do what I'm sort of waiting on, just so you guys know, is this construction office, because I'll just assign them nothing, and then we'll just put a bulldozer and an excavator in there or something like that. And then we can get this sort of leveled out before we give them a bunch of jobs. But I'd like to move at least some of these, one of these two closer, at least. And then how are we doing over here? We could signal our export train tracks. I noticed in the very beginning. Yeah, so he's making progress, so that's good. At least he can reach. I was a little bit concerned. So I had signed him to build. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Is he making progress on this? See, this is what I'm worried about here. We might even have to track a bus down. But let's go up and real quick, or real slow, go get this signaled out. Right? This is pretty fancy. So this gives them a way just to turn around, for those of you guys that didn't see me design this. And then we can have up to 3 trains, I'm hoping, as long as they're not too long, could theoretically come in this way, and then 3 trains can come back out the other way. See, here he goes in the wrong way. So let's, not that it really matters because nothing's signaled, but see, so what we would do is So the trains could sit here and stage, and I'm not sure if this will cause more problems or not. It might be better to make those longer. Yeah, let's get rid of a couple nodes. All right, so we'd probably, yeah, we'd get rid of this, and then this should be, oh, no semaphore to delete. Yeah, why don't we put a semaphore in instead of deleting one that's not there? All right, and then these would be here. I'm a little concerned that that might be a bit short. All right, so hopefully a train or trains could sit in there, but the problem is I'm thinking, yeah, actually they'll stop here unless there's one of these tracks open. Yeah, we'll see. And then, do we want regular signals or chain? Yeah, I think we could do like this. All right, so that, and then this would need to be a chain in or out or into the intersection, and then, yeah, we'd want a signal here, as much just to keep those two lines separate. And you know what, this would probably, we're going to could have like quadruple chains in a sense, but all right, and then this could just be like a regular one back out. And then we're done the construction, so we can get rid of this zigzag, which will only cause problems. It's crisscross. And maybe I'll get, yeah, let's get rid of, all right, I got rid of that one just because I wanted to space this out a little bit more. It was a little bit close that way. So this will allow a few trains to sit here waiting to get in there. What are you doing? No, that's annoying. Yeah, I hope you're not waiting for the train, are you? Oh, okay, this is our guy. Unload anything. Okay, I guess this changed. Load steel, and then you can unload anything. So that's our big steel export there, which is something we should probably talk about, other than we don't really have enough steel to export. So there you go. So our fancy schmancy exporting thing is done. Do the cable cars crash the game? I haven't really even messed with them. I mean, my honest opinion is, yeah, I guess it's nice, but why cable cars? Someone had said that it was a Soviet thing or something along those lines at one point. So we did make progress on this. Good. Sorry, I distracted myself. And then the shipping, my problem is with my map is almost all over here. Which you do have this little river, but like none of what I did was set up in any way to take advantage of the shipping, or very little. I was thinking maybe like this is the area that I have autograd. I know it's confusing, but if I'm talking about the regular series. So I guess this would, maybe even this week, but at some point, maybe we could talk about the cable cars, getting people out to the, we're going to need a few people to this ore processor and out here, and I don't really have a good way of doing that. Do you think we should try the cable cars over here? Would that be a good spot? So I love the fact, not just love, that we can see the darn constructions. Like, that alone was another update number. Like, instead of being 0.7 or out to 0.8, just because we can see these things again. I don't like the fact that my trains, when they're building, like, I seem to have the problem now when they get up to like a Y. Like, when they get up to here and they finish this, they go to here and then they always go back into this spot and then they get stuck. That's very annoying. When it comes to the construction, that's been happening to me a lot. Hello, Xavier. Welcome. Yeah, so what do you think? Should we even try the cable cars, or are they just going to crash the game and that won't be much fun? Slenderman, welcome back. Valencia. That sounds exotic to me from America, anyway. I haven't even... I should look at the forklifts. I don't even know what the forklifts are. So let's see. Where do we have... Do we have a completed factory? Yeah, let's see. Ships cableway. So forklift garage. Well, we'll definitely have to try this. So what are these guys can go between different buildings? Factory connection. I haven't even looked at them. So this is the kind of thing is exactly what I would want to do over here for our so we have plastics, and then so we'll have plastics in this warehouse, and then we're going to have mechanical components and steel coming down this road. Then we're going to have our auto factory, and then we're going to have like electronics probably here, I'm thinking. I have to see exactly how we work it out. Then I'm thinking over here we have electrical components. And I would like them all to somehow come together, like all of that. And then we're also going to have fabric coming in here. Now, the factory has a lot of different things, but yeah, this could be really cool. Yeah, I could definitely see forklifts, but I don't understand them, like, at all. So, you'll have to bear with me on my learning curve. Now, so, yeah, road cargo station. Okay, so we'll have to, yeah, I don't know. Does anybody have an opinion? They're not going to crash the game or something? And then what do you think? I mean, you're saying it crashes, but I would think this might be a great kind of, you know, cableway pole, remove cable, lay cable. Big cableway station. I mean, you know, could we get a station up here? Why has it got a factory attachment to it? Oh, because we can bring goods too, but I would want to use it for like people. All right, and then let's see. So it would have to go like this way, right? Yeah, that actually kind of fits. Okay, good. So what do you think? Off the rails, should we do a cableway? Because that would definitely... I mean, now how about the big station? I really haven't even looked at these, not because I don't... Now, I'm assuming these can't have like a double... Like it would just be one cableway coming out of here. So I'd have to put it... See, but like, this is exactly... I mean, I could... Oh, look, we got a bulldozer. You know what I mean? This is exact kind of situation that you know, the problem is the darn road's going to be tough. Right? Like, if you could get this up here, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get a road into it, though. All I want is for people to be able to get in and out of there. Oh, look, the road... Yeah, so you're that certain that they're going to destroy it. But you can see where that would definitely be, I think. I don't know, can we, you know, that seems to me like the exact kind of good location. And now the only other thing would be, yeah, I didn't really plan on that, so I don't know if we're going to be that central to all this stuff. All right, we already have a bus stop here. But it would be cool. I think it sort of looks like a kind of place that you would, in real life, if you were going to do a cableway, that might be exactly where you would do it. Okay. Well, we can hold off if you think they're going to crash. But I definitely, if you've had luck with the forklifts, or if anybody else had a problem with them, let me know. Because why don't we try to use those forklifts in here? And now, what is taking so long about this? Oh, nobody's assigned to it. That's a thing, a way to get things. And I was looking. This guy's auto searching, but they're starting to run out of range by the time we get all the way over here. Let's get this guy working on some things. Let's see. Is there anything else? I do really want to get that construction office done. I don't think we have to be in a huge hurry to get this design, but it would be nice for something to do, if nothing else. Yeah, this guy can now be assigned to this, I think. Yeah. Good. So we'll get him working on the rest of the stuff in town. And I think, well, we have these things over here. We don't have a road to this. Let's leave these open for a second. Yeah, we need to get a road. Yeah, this is, I didn't quite really leave. I don't think I'm going to get one out the other side, so I think I got to get this knocked down enough to... Let's do wireframe so we can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it through there, so we're going to... Oops, I don't want to raise that up. Let's lower this a bit. Oh, look at that. We got a whole gang of these guys going on there. Let me try to get that to be not quite so red the whole way. Yeah, look at that. The whole fleet. Well, they raised the limit, didn't they? So we should be able to get quite a few. That might be good enough. All right, let's see. Can we get... I guess we should have a gravel road just for the sake of... Well, that's a heck of a road. Delete that back one. Right. Good. All right. Well, now we can actually build the train station, which is why I left these guys open. Oh, that's right. I guess we have to build the road first. Yeah. Yeah. Are you saying that they actually, like, broke the game save? Because it's the kind of learning experience that this whole map is sort of about. Like, this is our chance to test some things and maybe do some things that you wouldn't do on your regular map, and just kind of discuss the game. So I could take a save and just if it crashes, it crashes. I'll be back in a minute. I don't think it ends the stream as long as I click the right button, which is one of those do you want to end the stream kind of things, and how you tend to hit yes, like okay, like I have to be careful to go no and read the question carefully, or else I'll end up ending the stream, which means that would be a mess. Like like this software that I record with, that I stream with. Raised to, yeah. Oh yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's really, I don't know, a bit unnecessary, I think too. But hey, if it makes people happy, like it's the kind of thing that I don't think I would ever do 50. But if you are the type person that does 50, hey, now you can. It's your game. Have fun, right? What is this guy? How is he even? Oh, because that was a dirt road. Okay. Yeah, maybe we should consider making that gravel all the way around. But I was wondering how he was getting in here because this wasn't finished, and I guess I didn't. Yeah, this was finished when I set it up. So anyway. That's funny, off the rails. Yeah, so I mean, we could just try to, when we're ready to build them or something, just sort of put them in and see if they crash. Because that really, to me, especially because like that's kind of up on a hill. Like I'm not sure. I know in some of the videos, like I get a better sense of the heights because whenever I'm thinking about the heights, I zoom in and look. But if you look, it's definitely, a bit of a valley back up. Like if you were going to do a cable car system, to me, this is kind of the place you would think about doing, especially with all this busyness where you wouldn't necessarily want to, you'd want to be able to do that. So maybe we will play with it. It might not be this weekend, but let me know what you guys want to do. It doesn't really matter to me that much what we work on next. I mean, we sort of have this as our main goal of getting the auto plants done, so I'd like to get them, at least started to plan out a little bit more. And are we starting to work on this yet? Well, we got some stuff on the construction site, always a big plus. So one of our problems is, I don't really want to take too many people from here because I noticed when we were, like before I started, I usually go around, like, get it fired up 10 minutes ahead of time just so I'm more or less ready to go. And we only have one person in there making coal, so that was definitely holding up our steel. Now, as far as steel goes, even though that's zero, this is, they do have steel. That's the main place they're going to get it. And then there should be a truck bringing it up to here. Yeah, so we have good supplies, it looks like, getting over to here. So it's not slowing down our construction, which is good. And like I said, we'll get another construction office. If this guy gets done, it might be better just to move him over. Oh, yeah, look. Good. So he's got that substation to do. Yeah, good. So that way we'll be able to, the trains won't overflow here, or won't stop here again. And that's probably about as far as we could. I mean, that's a long bus ride for these workers to get all the way out there. So here they are now. Let's see the timing of them. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, they're all the way out here at 2 hours, 30 minutes. I mean, they're not there yet, but... And what is the total? They have like 4 hours on the bus. Oops, what am I doing? Yeah, total time is 5 hours, total traveling time, and they're at almost 3 hours. So that they could go further. I mean, I don't know how much further you'd want to push it, but... And I think these are reasonably fast buses. Yeah, 100-mile-per-hour buses. And that's usually why I buy the faster buses, if I think of it, for my construction. Especially if you're going to be going like a long distance. And if you got a paved road, like we do in this case, you can really get them pretty far to do construction work. And if you're like me, where you do all the, quote, manual construction, where, you have the guys come out and do the actual work. So do we have the stuff? Yeah, it's good. At least it's really frustrating when you don't have all the things out there. So is this the last phase of this? No. Well, no, I think I don't know, is there 3 phases or just 2 to this one? I think this is all they needed. Well, they're making progress, so that'll be done before we know it. Nothing we need to do about it, other than it won't hurt my feelings to ramp things up. Now, we also had... Didn't we have a problem with this one? But yeah, we got that. Yeah, this one's got power now. It's full of fuel. Yeah, I was thinking about these being used as a depot, and I guess it's okay if you have a road off the other side, but I like to just park a truck there, especially when you have 7,000 trucks like we do from our exporting days. Look at all these. You gotta start using up some of these trucks just for the sake of getting them out of our way for our parking lots, our road depots. Yeah, well, I definitely want to go. You know what? We could go to fast forward mode. I forgot to do that last time. Now, this week, guys, I need to end a little bit early. Like I said 2 hours on the description there or whatever, and I you know, like if I leave by 4:30, I have a party to go to tonight that's a little bit far away, and by the time I get ready and all that, so I will end a little bit earlier than normal. Not too much, but it's definitely not going to be on the other side of 5 o'clock for me, which is we're now only 40 minutes into it, so it's still plenty of time, but just don't expect 5 o'clock if that's okay with you guys. Yeah, all right. So now we're in fast forward mode. That's good. Let's keep this guy assigned to stuff. I guess he can help. Yeah, let's get him helping with this and this. And then really, I think I'm going to put him on conveyors and pipelines as well, because there you go. Did you notice with the update, everything's called a road now? So if we come over here, this conveyor is now a road. Oh yeah, we didn't build that conveyor. Yeah, that's going to get gravel into our chemical plants. And we could probably, yeah, we could start firing up this farm, couldn't we? How many vehicles do you guys think? We have 6 big fields, and I don't think we have any farm equipment that's not being used. Did we find all the fields? No. Oh, there we go. Let's might as well just take that straight across, right? There we go. It's the thing I like to do is not get all the fields. And at that point, I'm thinking, let us just pave this. Not pave, but it certainly doesn't hurt the trucks that we would buy to have that. All right, so we don't have any other kind of money, so let's do, what do you think, 2 covered hauls? Let's see how we do. Sewing, I always like to get the fastest ones. And this one's cheaper anyway. And then harvesting, 2 of each, or 3 harvesting. Well, if we do 3 harvesting, and let's do 3 covered hauls. I think that's going to be maybe even too many. But I guess we could always sell them. Yeah, so now are you... Everything is right. Yeah, they're out there sewing already. Yeah, might as well get that going. I don't think there's any reason not to at that point. Oh, we got our gas station, so we can get another one of these now. Yeah, I guess we're going to send them from this tank here. Where are we going? To here. Now, my infinite wisdom, yeah, I keep forgetting to turn this off. So in my infinite wisdom, we don't have any power. Yeah, so I don't see us building too much over this way, so maybe we should put a power. This is a transformer right here. And we're going to need power to these things, of course, so hopefully we can catch all of this and then try to keep it this way a little bit down towards me where it's not going to be. And spin it around. All right. Is that too far? Yeah, I don't want to get too far down there. This is probably good. What? I saw you going. Oh, what happened there? Oh, it didn't switch the... Usually, I thought it used to switch the screen there. Yeah, we'll just come right over the road and then... we'll come off the second one. Yeah, but just, if nothing else, being able to see these electrical things, and I think they did it pretty well with the color where it's not, you know, it doesn't disturb you too much, but you can see, and I really like the fact that they added like the outline of the whole thing. So like if I want to try to get a footpath or a road through here, well, there's already a thing, but you know, if you wanted to get a road through in between here, now you can, you know, you can see where you're going with it. You know, if we wanted to do something like this, I can now see exactly where that building ends, or in the old days you couldn't do that. So I like that a lot. And I closed the one construction office. Go get it back open. And then we'll assign this electrical stuff so that our guy doesn't just sit there doing nothing. Oh, come on. Right, and this has power, right? Oh, look, transformer. I know who made that transformer. I know the guy. That is a good idea with your transformer there, with the thing through it. Thank you. Off the rails. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this transformer, let me see, it might be easier if I open his mod. This transformer has the road stuck out the other end, and then it's like a pass-through. Do you see that with the big one? So instead of just having one big connection where you have to put in a switch every time, this lets you not have a switch, and then you can have the two like connect right through this thing. So you have two, so you have just going right through it. We don't have a switch here, but yet it's pumping right along. All right, sorry, I'm getting a drink. Oh, good. We're making progress on this again. Yeah, so we'll get that done. What else are we missing, or do we need to check on? Things are pretty calm in our kingdom. We really don't need that, do we? We'll just put it back in if we want a road there. Just looking for... Yeah, we have these no electrical symbols, but this has to do with our construction. I guess we could probably get rid of that. I mean, this is all electrified already. Most of this was just to get down into there, and then these are the fact that these guys aren't connected. Yeah, why don't we get rid of them? It's not, if we really need to rebuild or go in there and do construction, we can. Alright, and then we'll get rid of that and that. And just because I like to. We're going to do that, and then that one didn't like to. That one didn't like to I didn't get rid of those nodes. Oh, because look, that's just a stretch of... Yeah, I don't think there's any way to get rid of... I electrified that rail by accident, and it didn't need to be, because I was just electrifying. Yeah, look, this isn't even connected to anything anymore. Yeah, let's just take it back up so it's a little more obvious. Yeah, so we would want that to be connected, wouldn't we? Let's assign. Yeah, this guy is slowly but surely working over. Oh, I just closed everything, whether I wanted to or not. Yeah, what is going on? Are we... I don't see... Missing boards. Okay. Why do you need boards? Don't you need boards for laying the track? Why? Is that the wrong kind of track? That's the wrong kind of track. Okay. Hopefully we don't have too much of the wrong kind of track. Let's just redo that one. Nope. Okay. I think that was it. Good. One more reason not to bring boards into those places. Alright, if we had boards in here, we would have built the wrong kind of track. There we go. So now you can go off and do this. Boy, he got down there and got that quick. Well, I'm not used to playing on the double fast forward, and most of last week I didn't either, so... Have we done the construction office? No, but we're getting close. Now we probably should... Let's go look at this list. All map. Buildings. Fire station. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Oh, this isn't built yet. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure there was at least a fire truck in each one. So we should probably, yeah, I'd like to get the fire stations done before too much stuff is out here. It's one of the reasons that I've learned to just do the roads to get started. Like, rather than worrying about building all of this, like, it takes a while to get the roads done anyway. And then, you know, like, once you get the roads done, then, or if you start doing the buildings and the roads at the same time and you don't have a firehouse, it's sort of bad. So I guess it doesn't matter too much, but it's nice to get the roads out there so that everything can be built and kind of switch modes. Now, what are you doing? You're doing more conveyors and such, so that's fine. Yeah, we want to keep these guys fairly busy, especially after this gets built. Yeah, we're making quick work of our electrical thing there. Yeah, we're definitely getting there. Yeah, I guess I'd have you guys help. Yeah, I did set out to do that a while ago, didn't I? Yeah, you might as well start slamming them with work. We'll do this guy in the opposite order. Here, yeah, let's get that. What? There we go. Look good? Yeah, because they're just about... Oh, yeah, there we go. I clicked on it at the instant. That was good timing. All right, so workers. Well, we do have... Very, very few workers. Why don't we get this guy to use the workers from here? And then gravel. Yeah, the asphalt and the concrete are going to be a problem for this one. I guess no more than a problem it is for here. It really doesn't matter where the construction office is. I mean, it matters a little bit, but it really matters how close their supplies are. And yeah, this is going to have to come from here because I don't plan on building a whole nother one. That's all right. We'll try to tend to send these guys maybe to do, and this guy's doing roads, and he's one of those big modded, look at all the parking spaces we have in there. All right, so now, are you done? Are you done? Yes, good. So that electrical is done over there. So let's... Yeah, is there anything... Yeah, let's zoom back to here for a second. And we can put... Definitely need to put the road crane into one of these. And then we might as well... yes. And then we'll... that guy into there. That's the only two. So the excavator's going to have to make his own way. Unless we think it's... you know, this is a long distance. Why don't we see if we can't coordinate that a little bit better. All right, is this the flatbed? Yeah. Yeah, so let's send these two up here first. And then we'll see about... I'm just going to close it like this. Okay, and then do we have... I don't know if we can send this guy up there. I don't see... Would it be better just to send the excavator? Or... yeah, see, I don't see any flatbeds extra. I think we might be better off just waiting and sending the flatbed back and forth. If there was a flatbed sitting around, I could just move it in and then... But I don't think we have one extra flatbed that I'm aware of anywhere. Which is fine. That means we're not wasting flatbeds, but... Let me catch up on your chats for a second here. Yeah, the Blender's kind of tough, and it's certainly it's unlike other programs. I won't say it's counterintuitive, but there's just it's just unlike other programs. And then once you start getting used to the buttons and the shortcut keys and all, it really, really, really helps. More than you would think, type thing. Now, is this... Was there... Did we knock something down here, or am I missing... Yeah, I guess we're not missing anything. Oh, that's right. I had to... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete this little bit of road. So it doesn't... I think we had to move that, didn't we? We moved that substation over at some point. Yeah, let's do this, make it look a little bit nicer. It's only a dirt road anyway. Right? And then I thought something may have burned down. I'm not the best about paying attention when things burn down. right, there we go. So do we have... Oh, you're waiting on fuel? Oh, really? Now we're waiting on the last bit of boards to come up here. So I was going to send the flatbeds back, and then, of course, they're the two vehicles that need fuel. So where's our other... Oh, you know what? Let's do this, too, because this could be causing a problem, because if they were supposed to deliver the stuff and then the flatbeds are busy, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody may be coming with those boards because this guy was assigned to get those boards. I don't know. Yeah, we'll assign that guy too. Okay, well, we're almost ready. Well, really, we're kind of ready, aren't we? We at least have a bulldozer, so we can sort of get started. And I don't want to assign them anything anyway for a minute, just so that we have the tools we need to start leveling things over here, or at least get it a little bit flatter in certain spots. All right, so let's take a little bit better look at the electrical components. Is going to need steel, chemicals, and plastic. And the chemicals are going to have to be brought in, but the chemicals are also going to have to be brought into the plastics. All right, and I think I was planning on just trucking them over here from the looks of my design, and then I guess this would be the plastics coming out. So, yeah, it would be nice if there was more. I mean, we could do maybe something all the way up here. Oh, now we got an excavator from the other place. All right, like if we took that as our... Let's just smooth it out a little bit around where that building might be. How does that compare? A fair amount up from that other one. I'm thinking there's no reason for it to be that high up. I think we can cut into the mountain at least that much. And we're going to need to get a road around this way. Around the back of this thing. Okay, it's not letting me level. Oh, because of that pipe. Yeah, I might have to get rid of that pipe a little bit. Now, we could come around the long way, but then we're going to have to figure out how to get people up here to work. Is that a bus stop, or is that a... I don't think I did bus stops or anything yet. And we're kind of up in the hill here. Hey, Mr. Sizu. Sizu? Sorry. Yes, and then forklifts. So I'm not... do the forklifts do well with grades? Are they like footpaths in that respect? Yeah, so let's bring this out just a little bit more level around this building, just so it's more level. Yeah, because this will be, I think, a good spot for that. Let's just see. Oops, I'm leveling up again. Oops. So yeah, with forklifts, let's see that. electrical components factory. So what we're thinking is, I don't want to box in this road as part of the... That road could easily get boxed in. Now, how much does this... Yeah, the chemicals, the steel could come off of this other way somehow. Right, but if we had, like, say, this here... And then... Well, that... Now, see, when I clicked on this one... Look, the electrical one isn't... When I pick on that, it doesn't switch the screen. But if I click... Well, maybe it's because... I don't know. See, if I pick the road one, it goes to the road screen. Like... I don't know. All right, anyway. Road connections. So we want to get... So this can go for multiple different things, right? So we could get like a forklift that will come into here from a couple different places. Or do we want to do it so it comes out of there and goes to, like, where would we need plastics? Where's the road for the plastics? Yeah, off that side. So I might need to get rid of this pipe. Sorry, I just thought about this a little bit more. Yeah, I need to be able to get the road like around there, I think. There you go. Let's put the pipe back. Here. All right, so we got our pipe back. Now, yeah, let's go back to here and here. Okay, so we'll add as many garages as we like. So I'm assuming maybe we leave like a big front yard area here. Now, the next thing we're going to need, and electronic components, is I'm thinking maybe down on like this level. Like, are they good about going up and down like super slopes, or do I need to leave like a lot extra for them to be able to attach? Like, in other words, I'm kind of picturing this area for our electronics assembly hall, right? Yeah, which I guess we could have go this way. Like, is that going to be too steep, or should we... Right, because that's going to need the plastics, mechanical components, and the electrical components. So mechanical components could probably come around to one of these other connections. Boy, you know what, though? I think I probably put this the wrong way, didn't I? Let's spin it back around. Now, do they have... Can they share... I've got so many questions. See, like this... If we came a little bit closer this way, then I could get a regular old factory connection to the plastics. Or do you think we should have like one connection from those plastics? See what I'm saying? Like I can have the plastics connect on the other end. Let's just level this out a little bit more, just for the sake of it not being... Yes, have a nice evening, Slenderman. Thanks for joining us today. Good luck. I hope the baby feels better. Nothing like having a sick kid. That's never pleasant for a lot of reasons. Yeah, if I did it this way, then I have to make sure I can get the road in. So let's... Alright, so let's just see. So what I'm thinking of is... I want to go to this. Right, I'm thinking... Like, I don't know, I guess we put it... No, that was really not what I wanted to do. Right, if we put this guy here, well, this guy, and then you, I'm assuming, well, that if nothing else, that is pretty cool. Now, too long. Okay, no. Well, we could put another... Well, let's just see. Can I move it? Like, I could put another one of these, right? Let's see. Is this... It's trickier by the minute. Too long. It's like I could just put another one of these here, right? If I get it in the right spot. Is that legit? And then you saying, okay, these. Well, we're going to have a road coming into here, right? So I could just put this one. No, because I don't want to block. I don't want to block this. Because I'd like to get the electrical components down to there. But maybe this would work. So I'm assuming this just needs to be attached to here. All right, and I can get out this way. Now here's a question. With the forklifts, can I get the electrical components out of here, and then I can get the plastics out of here? What I need, is this, like, how many forklifts actually go in one of these, right? Because this one, here, let's go back here, make sure I get it straight. Yeah, this one is going to need both this and this to go into here. This one is going to need this to go into here. So in other words, plastics needs to go to the electronic components. Steel is going to need to go in here, and chemicals. Now chemicals, I'm thinking, let's see what we can do. Get chemicals in there. Now, I mean, I could theoretically take chemicals to this, but then I hate to have these. I don't know if they've improved it at all, in and out. Let's get a road. Yeah, let's get a road in here. So this will be a road up to there. If you didn't guess that. Yeah, and this road's going to need to go all the way around, or it probably should. All right, and then we have our forklift thing. 4 forklifts per garage. So 1 for each route. Okay. All right. So I guess I should probably hook another one up in here, right? Or see if I can get him. All right, can I get 2 in here? I'm assuming this has to be attached to... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get 2 in that space, am I? Yeah, because this one, I don't think that would turn in here. Yeah, could I do this? I'd be amazed if that actually... Nah, say too sharp a turn. This one will work, but that one wouldn't. Yeah, well, I could move this a little bit further away. All right. So then... Well, that could go a little bit further away, too. So let's get a forklift garage where we think it will attach. So you're saying I would need 3 of these things in this little tight area. So for each product or each route? By route, do you mean like product? All right, and then this one would be more like this. All right, and then that one now attaches. Seems like a lot of forklifts. Not that I have any real idea what that statement I just made means in detail, but seems like a lot of forklift garages for, because I'm going to have 3 routes, right? I'm going to have plastic going here. I'm going to have plastic going here. I'm going to have electronic components coming from here to here. So that means I got to get another forklift garage. Okay. So, well, let's do that then. If I need another, and you're saying I definitely need another one. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. So we can do like this. Oops, wrong button. All right, I didn't. Yeah, I see what you mean. So that, yeah, that's all right. These 2 are kind of attached. You know, that's a little bit less impressive, if I'm honest. It's, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, look at all the room that's taken up. It kind of seems silly that you would need so many of these forklift garages. All right, so now let's level out a bunch more terrain so we can get this. Yeah, we're right on rock. Come back this way a little bit, I think, without too much problem. Yeah, like at some point with all of that, it seems like it would have just been easier to do it with trucks. Right? If I just put a road cargo station there and do it with a truck, or do you think I'm wrong in saying that? I think that's a little bit more than enough room at this point. Let's see. All right, so our electrical components. Yeah, no, I definitely like to keep it this way. So let's try to get it to where we can turn into this one. Like maybe that'll work. Yeah, oh no, I definitely want to keep doing it. And I don't want to be too negative about it before we even get started. Now, do each one of these need to be attached to the road, right? Like each one of the... Because I guess if nothing else, you have to do the construction on them. I'm assuming. But yeah, at some point, it would certainly seems like it might have just been easier to... Yeah, I want to be a little further away with my turn. Make that one big long construction. Up to this point anyway. Yeah, but I don't like what I just did was I did block off this one. So that means yeah, well, electrical components, I don't think I like that anyway. Just because I think I do want a road cargo station or a warehouse to be able to ship these things from. Yeah, probably a warehouse. Oops. Right into the hill here. Yeah, the problem with this is the road. We'll have to see how we can get a road around maybe the other way. I mean, we had to get a road into those, but I'm thinking we don't really want the road. Let's level it up a little bit around it. All right, because this will just be for the export of these things. And then I'm assuming our forklifts will take care of. Yeah, this is. Slow leveling. I was hoping to at least, I don't like things to be too close to the side of the hills. There we go. It's getting them now. All right, so if we have to, we can get a road around. All right, so this will just be for the general export of these things. Of these electrical components. Right, and then so this is our electronics. So let's make sure. So the other thing this one's going to need is steel. Now this one doesn't need steel, but the auto manufacturing will need steel. So let's see about the space this would need to take up. But this one will need... Now, the auto manufacturing doesn't need steel. It needs... Open space storage import, 300 steel. Oh, yeah, it does need steel. Yeah, it would make sense if you're going to build cars. Yeah, so I'm thinking we do something like this. Yeah, maybe I spin this around a bit. There's a lot of stuff coming into this building. And I'd like to get it a little bit closer here and just use maybe even a regular factory connection. If I can get close enough, because I don't think it cares about the factory connection being on the side of a cliff. All right, and then before we put that down, I'll just sort of make some space, especially back here. Does help when you're in super fast forward mode there. And this can just be sort of leveled up so it meets that hill. Alright, so yeah, we need electrical components. So we could do electrical components like sort of directly, maybe. If we get lucky. Is it too far? Too long. won't be too long. And the footpath, if we do end up with a footpath at the back, all right, you gotta love that. So anyway, that will get us our electrical components coming in this way. And then we need to get our electronics, I think. We really don't even need electronics, to be honest. But I'm thinking we see... Yeah, see, now we're getting boxed in here. Let's just do this. Like if we... Well, we have these others. But see, I can't put... Well, this always kind of happens anyway. It's not the fault of... This is where the trucks, I think, might be a lot simpler than trying to use the forklift. I was thinking of using the forklifts, but... Oh, look, the road cargo station has more possibilities. Actually, it's pretty different. All right, I'm thinking at this point, just trucks might be the better way because... Oh, too long. All right, well... Nice if we could go. Well, can I just use these, or do we actually need the forklifts to make those happen? I know. I wanted this. I just need to get a little bit closer. Somewhere in between, like here. There you go. All right, because now I can have like trucks coming in with mechanical components for here. Well, I guess we could do like a warehouse if we're really going to stick to these forklifts, like because this is going to need mechanical components and these will need mechanical components. So. Yeah, let's go for the gusto on trying our forklift thing. And so for that, I will put... So this will just need one thing. But what I'm thinking of, just to get close enough, is I do like this. And this. Then the problem is, how do I get the forklift connection in? I could do like here. Oh yeah, that turned green, but I think it's going to be too close to this other one. Yeah. Can we delete that? Just have to be a little further away. Right, so those forklifts, it definitely seems like a lot to get. Yeah, mechanical components would go into a warehouse. Oops. It definitely, yeah. Let's just do a little leveling around this. And then I have no idea if we can even get people or anything else in here by the time I get done with all this mess. All right, but then... So we could have our mechanical components coming down this road and make their way into here. And that would feed into... That would obviously feed into here. Now, this guy doesn't need steel or anything, does he? Maybe he does. So, because we could load up steel and whatever, but then we only have one forklift house. And then this connection, I'm assuming, will just work. If nothing else, these connections are nice if you don't need a forklift to make those connections work. Now, electronics just needs the mechanical components. Plastics will come in this way. Mechanical components and electrical components will come in this way. Then we need to get the stuff. Yeah, we can carry. I guess we really. Yeah, I don't understand the needing so many of these buildings. Like, that's just kind of ridiculous to have to put so many of those in. So I'm just going to try one of those and just see, because I have no idea. But if we need 3 of those again, it's just taking up so much room. Now, you're saying they can all connect to each other, but it's making other connections like this impossible. Yeah, I'm not liking designing with those with that criteria at this point. Like, maybe it's just because I don't understand them well enough. Okay, so anyway, I lost my train of thought because I was complaining. So, electrical components and plastics, mechanical components are going to come in here and go to both of these places, which means that I would need 2 forklifts. I mean, I'm better off just attaching the warehouse to 2 places. Like, why would I go through all of this with forklifts? I guess I wouldn't. Right? Like, at that point, why not just put the warehouse in? Right? We could just do this. Now, maybe it's just because I'm used to this, but, like, why not just do that at that point? Or maybe it's just I'm trying to jam in forklifts where they don't belong. Is that it? Yeah, as a matter of fact, that just looks a lot nicer at this point. All right, there we go. Mechanical components. And that even leaves me saying, then now I don't take up nearly as much room and all that goofiness. I can put another warehouse like here, hopefully. Yeah, let's do a little more leveling. Like I said, maybe it's just that I'm so used to being able to do it like this. And then this would be if we wanted electronics into the rest of the world, right? So this would be mechanical components in, electronics back out. We'll use the forklifts and try them over here. But again, I don't understand why you wouldn't just either use trucks or the warehouse with all of this. I could design a better system with the warehouses in a lot of cases. Maybe there are some cases that this makes sense. And maybe I'm just complaining too much and should be quiet and see how it works out at the end. I'm okay with that possibility too. All right, so electrical components is going to need steel. So I don't, even with all of this, see, it's like this just blocks too much. And my complaint is that you have to have all these forklift things. I guess you're saying they could be like way off to the side and it just attached to one, like daisy chained together. Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do, even though it'll eat into my, like, we'll have to go further out this way. Because I still need to get steel into this. And yeah, this is going to be for plastics. As a matter of fact, let's get this one going over to here. Yeah, that one's already attached. So this plastics. Yeah, maybe we get rid of. Well, let's just take a look here. Yeah, see, I still need to get steel into here. And I don't really have a decent way of doing that. Where's the road? Yeah, now my road connection's boxed in too. So is the road connection to this. Yeah, I mean, the forklifts just are not working for me. right? As much as anything, because they're boxing in this whole area in this particular case. And I could see where it might have its benefits. So let me, yeah, and having to have 3 or 4 of those is just, I guess we have to do it this way. And do you guys think it's me, or is it that they're really kind of weak in their own way? I mean, it certainly could be me. Yeah, but I need to be able to get a road in and out of here. So I can't block all of this off with forklifts connecting everything. I mean, at that point, I'd be better off with, let's see, storages. Or I'm gonna, you know what? This is the downside of, like, when I'm not live streaming. When I'm making the regular things, I can sit here and go, and just think about it for a few minutes, and I think that's what I should do. So let me read some of the chats and think about this for a minute. Yeah, I could see that off the rails where they. Yeah, I could see that off. I could see that. So the bottom line is, I need to be able to get steel into our electronic components, and I need to be able to get those plastics in there as well. So now I've moved that like way far away. But even if I was going to. Yeah, I think the problem is trying to get the plastics into 2 of these and this. This road needs to go on the other side. But let's just see. Do we have another way to connect that? Yeah. Yeah, this needs to get spun around. Because that road won't be able to be in there. Alright, so let's take our electronics, right? And that road can't go in there. But I could do something like this. Maybe. Is that too long? No. Yeah, the road cargo station got interesting, didn't it? Now, it's still the wrong way. Right, because now it doesn't have 2 road connections. There's not another one of these, is there? Like the old one? No, it's just this new. See, I want the road to be like this, but then I'm not going to be able to get that. Or maybe we just do the. Yeah, that one doesn't up there. Doesn't need steel. Yeah, see, the roads are kind of. Roads the wrong way. Remember when we were asking me about mods? Like symmetry in design, but not like complete symmetry. Like we need a road connection out this way on this thing. Because otherwise it's only useful, or it's only optimal in the one direction. Alright, so this would get steel into here. Yeah, see, then now I'm going to have 2 separate steels. No, we wouldn't want steel to come in there. We'd have... Well, we could, though. See, and this is where when you get into all this, at this point, why not just have steel and mechanical components going into here and just have trucks sitting there waiting? Right, we'll just have our plastics fed in, steel and mechanical components come in by truck to right there. The electrical components, are we now too far away? No. or the electronics could come into here. I get rid of that. Right, and then now electrical components and electronics are fed into here from there. Steel and whatnot will just have to come into here. There's no point in the forklifts at that point to do that. Right, we're just better off with the road, I think, at that point. Let me just level out so we can build the road. And we'll put a little road in, if nothing else, so we know. And that's going to have to come off the back here. Huh? Well, this one needs to get down the hill. Not really. Wasn't really looking at it from that angle, but that wouldn't be the worst thing, would it? I don't know which way they'll end up going, but yeah, and so now what I don't have is no, electronics would come to here, so as long as I get a road in. See, this is where it's real nice to see this building, because before you couldn't see that yellow. So now I know I can put the road like right here. And all right, so that's going to be our electronics coming out. Now, I don't even think any of the vehicles use electronics unless they change that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Yeah. Right? What do you guys think? Is that better without the forklifts? Oh, we don't have... Now, would this work? Just a question. So if we use this... Yeah, because see, at this point, I don't have my plastics going into... Because I moved this so far away. Like, does this work? Well, besides if it's too long. Too long, so we'll need two of those. Like, this would be real cool if this worked. Oh, even especially to turn that angle. I mean, I'm willing to try this if no one else has. Like, does that... Now, the problem is, how would you even build it? Right, do I have to have the... Like, I couldn't build it. Well, I guess I could just auto build it. But what do you think? Would that work? Or would we need a forklift? There, I could say that's worth it for the forklift thing at that point. If this would be a thing, which it should be. All right. Like if the forklift lets you go and do something like that, that's reasonably cool use of it. All right. Well, there we go. I wonder how we're doing in the world. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, we probably need to get some roads and stuff assigned to these two guys. Yep. And then we're done this construction. Yes, well, I'm holding off on assigning them until we get... Yeah, let's start getting them assigned, because I don't think the other guy, I think he's probably at his limit. Yeah, a little bit of a pain here to... Now, are you at your... Okay, let's do 3,000 feet. So he's got a lot of roads there. These guys will help with the little bit that they can. Oh, you know what? They could... Yeah, a lot of these... Yeah, those guys can start doing... some of... Yeah, is this all built? And this isn't all assigned. Yeah, you can start doing our fabric factory. That'll keep them out of our hair for a little bit, right? What is that? It's a power plant with no power hooked up, or a substation with no power. So where was the plan for that, I wonder? This shouldn't have a whole lot on it, so why don't we... Why don't we do this? Alright. I guess we might as well just go... Oh, angle too sharp. And get you a dirt road for starters. But look, we got a nice paved road to that one for some reason. Right, and then we might as well get these, one of these at least assigned to... There you go. Good. I think that's really, unless we're going to assign this one to some stuff, and I don't want my bulldozers to go away for a minute. So do we have everything here? Let's just double check. Plastics theoretically could work there, because we'll have a forklift house here, right? So that should work, I'm assuming. And then this is going to be the electrical components going out. But the electrical components also need to get over to here. Yeah, well, they're going to have to be done by truck. All right, so it's really, all of this is just for the plastics. We could try to move this back, but I kind of like where this is for now, and this will be our electronics, and then that way, you know, the cars will have we'll just have a truck that drives all the way around. So we'll have 3 trucks bringing stuff into our electronics, which is fine. We could have more, possibly. Yeah, where's the... Let me just look at this. Nah, that's so... Yeah, so we'll be limited by this road cargo station, you know, as far as how many electronics we can make. But that's okay. We'll be making them. And then this electronics can get driven around to here for the the electrical components can get driven around to the electronics. That won't be the end of the world. All right. Now, is that everything? No, because we need fabric and we need steel. All right, so let's think about fabric and steel. Fabric could come in on a train right here, and then the steel and the mechanical components are going to come down this road. Now, I don't know if that matters too much, but let's see. I guess we want to look at this. What connections do we have left? I'm assuming the road cargo station still has spots for 4 vehicles. So I'm thinking, do we just put... Well, if we did a road cargo station here... We could do like a yard between them, but I'm thinking kind of keeping it simple as opposed to, but steel is a little bit of a concern. So yeah, maybe we should have like a small storage yard for the steel, and I'm not sure that they don't use many mechanical components. I know they really doesn't use like that much stuff. But yeah, let's get a... Oops, I had it right there. Right, if we had just a... small storage. And then just so that we can, if there's any one thing I'm a little bit worried about, it's the steel. Let's go a little bit further away just so we can get that road out of there. And we could do this a bit, but I don't want to block the other path. That's about how much room we need, so let's... Yeah, we're starting to do a lot of leveling. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop this down. Right, because that can be stuck into there. I just need to leave enough room for the road. Right, so we can get a large amount of steel in there, and then we just need to make sure... Yep. Yeah, bring that... Oop, what happened? I had it. Too steep. Too steep, and then the building's blocking me a little bit. Right, so our steel will come in this way. The only negative, it'll cross our fabric, but I'm kind of liking that it's getting further away from there. And then mechanical components, I really don't think we're going to need that many, but if we just put in a road cargo station, right, we could park like 4 mechanical components trucks there if we had to. And I think that would be more than enough. Now let's see, can I get that road out? Yeah. And then let's just do a bit more road leveling. And then what I'd like to do is get a warehouse. This one. Yeah, I need to keep this a little bit further away so that we can get our railroad in there and get the road out of the factory. Let me just do a little extra leveling so it's not right up on top of it. It's getting to be a lot of leveling. And then, like I said, keep that a little bit far away because the roads... Yeah, I don't want to put that road connection on the other side. And then we would have a railroad. That's pretty close to lined up, isn't it? We could probably take... Let's make sure this guy can get through. And we could go a little further with that. Bring this out. Oh, that's not what I intended. If I tried to do that, I couldn't. Yeah, let's get rid of... I think I'll go back to that other... Right, and then we would just bring this in. Yeah, road bridges are cheaper if you need bridges. And then... Right, we would have our factory, or our... Yeah, that's getting awful goofy. I think what I want to do... Right, and then it's going to be kind of a busy place. So I'm thinking somewhere right down in here we would have a bit of a bridge. Let's just smooth that out a little. I don't know that I did much smoothing or messing it up worse. Right, and then let's see. Oh, look, we got prefab bridge with trolleys. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's do a good old concrete bridge. And this... We can go a little bit closer. I think I'd put it on that angle. Yeah, it's... Yep, am I too close? Alright, so right there is too close. We're going to come back a little bit. Right, and then yeah, that would tie all that in wherever we needed steel, and then I think I would actually probably just come off of... Oop, come on. Yeah, like that. Uh-oh. This guy. Yeah, I really don't like where his road connection is. So I think I could move this down. But we're eating up the rest of my time. I'm going to leave a little bit early compared to normal for those of you guys that didn't hear me say that before. So we're gonna see, can we get this guy? See, I think that's gonna be turned too sharp. All right, what I'm looking at is this. Hey, it worked. All right, and then... Oh, this is going to be tight. Yeah, let's just do like that. And that. And that. Yep. Very good. Now, that one's not attached to anything yet. So this is going to be the fabric coming in, which I'm not too worried about. I do want to cross the tracks, like, where I don't think there would generally be a train. Oh, that's not going to like that, is it? Okay, let's Like, in other words, if the train's sitting in here, I don't want it causing a problem for this. Right, so again, I don't really plan on... The fabric that gets to here is not... Like, if we're going to pull fabric to some other place in the world, we can just do it out of one of those warehouses, which make more sense, I would think, anyway. Not that... Yeah, I mean, the fabric seems like it's going to mostly be done by train, and then... As far as this goes, we could just sort of do a minimum amount of road leveling in this general vicinity. All right, so that would be our steel and mechanical components would come down into here, and we would put, what did we say was going into there? It's a lot to keep track of, isn't it? Especially when you get off designing and then you kind of half forget what you were doing. Yeah, so steel and mechanical components are going to come into here, and they're going to be available. No, electronics are coming in here. Steel and mechanical components to here, steel to here, which means that probably needs a road, I would think. And then mechanical components to here. Electrical components are going to come in through here. Electronics are going to come in through there. Plastics. So we don't really have a way of getting plastics to there. So plastics will have to come in here as well. All right, so we'll just truck plastics from here around. And the electronic components will get into there via this warehouse. And then if we need electronic components from the rest of the world, we can go into here. There, I think we got it. Road for... Yeah, we can come right off of this intersection. Hey, Radomir, what'd you miss? You missed me complaining about the forklifts, and you missed designing our automotive factory. And I think we have it all done. I mean, we need power. This guy should cover a good amount of the power. Right? We don't want to overload it anyway, so yeah, he probably won't get to some of this stuff back over here. Yeah, let me just level a bit just so we can get a road around the backside of our substation. I'm going to be ending a little bit early. I have a Christmas party to go to, and it's a little bit far away by the time I get ready and get there. So probably in about 25 minutes, half hour shorter than normal. Yeah, so we'll just do... Is there anything I'm missing? Let's get a gravel road, since I have no idea where the closest fire station's going to be. There we go. And then now... All right, we have to go from where? Over here. All right, so that should have our electrical. That wasn't... I mean, in some ways, it's a complete mess, but it's certainly not my most dynamic complete mess. And we actually did do a little bit. At least I'll see one of these things built. That wouldn't be a bad thing. So if I missed anything that you guys can think of, let me get a sip of tea here. and give you guys a chance to comment on this bit of a mess that I've got going on. Hello, that one guy playing Foxy Cole. How are you doing? You missed the same thing that Radomir missed. I don't know if you heard me saying that. Yes, there are one-way roads, and I didn't... There's one game that I haven't played, like Airport CEO or whatever it is, because I don't have one-way roads. Like, so it's I guess a regular road set to be one way. I'm not sure... You know, my brain is so wired for what we already have that I'm not sure how I would even use the one-way road quite yet. I mean, in other words, maybe for like busing or in the cities, like if you had the trams, right? If we had like a tram line around the city like we do at some points, like in Autograd in the regular series. So anyway, do I like the new update? I have no problem with it. I don't like that the trains are getting stuck again on the Y turns like they were before, but I definitely like having the glow back, the yellow back on all these things. I find that very, very helpful. Here, let's turn off the wireframe for a second, because I think I'm not done for. We could play some time and discuss things, but I think that's the. I think we got plenty to do down here as far as construction goes. So I think what I'd like to do is I think we're done enough that we can. Let's put this guy on auto searching some stuff. Because why not? I don't particularly think I care which order he does it. Okay. Yeah, well, we could certainly have some glorious roads. I want to commit to all of this stuff just so that it can start getting built. And then, yeah, I have a question about will we even be able to do, like, will we even be able to reach this without an actual connection? And will this even work? Like, will the forklifts go through here? And would this work without the forklifts to connect the factory all the way around there? I'm kind of curious about that as much as anything. We have a pipe right there I can see is white. The one we had to replace, and we have electrical. There we go. And I think everything, let's just look for unconnected roads. Unconnected buildings, I should say. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think I got them all. Yeah, so we'll have our little car factory here, and just for those of you who did miss stuff, this is our electric radios, electronics, sorry, electrical components, plastics, and then our mechanical components and steel, of course, are up here from before. So we'll have a road. There we go. This guy's working on the road as we speak. And then, we got a railroad track that needs to be... Yeah, we probably could see how our railroad guys are doing. So we've got this feeding into fabric, so we can bring crops up to here and then have a crops train feeding into our fabrics. Yeah, see, this is... At least he didn't get stuck here. He came back and somehow he got out. I don't know, or he just quit for a while, but I've had them getting stuck in there now. Is it worth... Yeah, I think we could... At some point, we might be able to send two people out to work in different directions. Right? Because there's no signaling. Can you get from... Yeah, you can get from this track to that track once you get far enough. And then, so in other words, I don't know if they'll run into each other if I do this. But we got a lot of workers at our rail construction office. We need more over at the coal, but... Yeah, and then another question I would have towards the whole map is, like, we've got all this stuff in here, but we don't have a train track. We don't have any place to take our cars out. That's a bit of an oversight. So we would want probably a large yard, right? Or no, they have their own. That's right. Well, I don't know that this is going to be ideal, but let's turn the wireframe back on. Just every time you say something on YouTube like, oh, I'm done designing, here we are again, right? Let's shrink this down. Let me zoom in so you guys can see maybe a little bit better. But these factory connections don't really care. Let's take more of this down because I think we're just about to build the road all the way around the whole thing, which is kind of realistic, I think. I'm not quite sure why I... Yeah, see, now I can get that guy right in there. Right. Factory connections are like footpaths. They don't care about the hills. And then that was going to be a gravel road. Oops. Was that already? Okay, yeah. It's just this part was. All right, I'm thinking. Come on, let me do it. All right, so now we got a road pretty much, well, we got a road all the way around it. And this was gravel, so we'll make that asphalt. Oops, spun around pretty quick. All right, so there we go. We can get cars out. Now, we could get them right out of the factories, but that's... Why not? That worked out pretty well. Pretty easy. In my opinion. Right, now all that can be built. Now, these guys... Yeah, we gave them... They should still be busy, right? Yeah. All right, let's slow it down. Well, let's leave it going fast while we wrap up. Like I said, it's... Christmas time, Christmas party. Okay, construction, good, thank you, Radomir, for that, because there's a forklift thing. Now, if you've played with them, will forklifts, like, go through there if we didn't have... I mean, would this factory connection work if we don't have any forklifts? Because this is going to be plastics coming from here over to our electrical components. And then this will be plastics going to here. But we have these two T-junctions making it like, well, close, I don't know, about 3 times as long, or, you know, over twice as long as you would normally be allowed to have. Because I tried to just put in one connection and it was too long in both directions, so to speak. So it's got to be over twice as long. Well, I don't know that I'm the best person at this point to walk you through the update because I really haven't. I mean, I really haven't played with it that much. You guys have seen my regular series. It's not like I have another hidden map from you guys that I play, and have designed so much in the last few weeks. Or a couple weeks ago, I designed so much that really the next few episodes and the last few episodes have just been building what's already there. Now, we talked about getting in the cable cars like over here, but then I don't know if you guys have had any luck with the cable cars, but Off the Rails says it just crashes his game and then the map becomes unsavable. So, but I think this would be a great place for the cable cars. I haven't really. I mean, you can see this will be my first use of forklifts. I mentioned complaining about the forklifts because maybe it's just my way of thinking and not understanding how the forklifts work, or the tricks of the trade, so to speak, quite yet with the forklifts. But I just went back to using warehouses and road cargo stations because it seems like, I don't know, Off the Rails was saying that you need more than one. Like if you have one route like this, you need more than one of these connections or one of these warehouse or the forklift garages. So I'd like to understand what that means. Like, I know what he said, but like it's different when you know what someone really means in a sense. So, yeah, so I'd like to understand these forklifts. Even just seeing one of them built here I think will help me quite a bit. And as far as that goes, yeah, the ships, I think we could, maybe try to do something with the ships, but we don't, like in both of my maps, we're really not that close. Like I was looking, by the way, this is, we're kind of in the same, this is where Revergrad is on the other map. And then, we do have this town here. I mean, I guess it's possible we could do the ships but to where, right? We don't really have any towns along this river, and we don't have any towns along this river over here. And it's somewhat true of the regular series. I don't really have a big use of the ships, like just because I didn't build my cities. I mean, ships were something that was coming months away, and I haven't really had the chance to play with them at that point. And I don't really. I mean, Autograd is right here over there, and then, I mean, I guess that we could. And this is where our new Plaster Town / quarry area is, but it seems a little weird to. And then again, everything's already designed without the ships in it, so it's not like I have this huge urge to go. And half of it's 3/4 built type situation. So I think the ships are something that you would do as part of like if they had the ships, I would have been more inclined to grow this city up. And maybe we could, but at the same time, what would we do with them at that point? I mean, they seem kind of cool, but I just don't have a place to really, like, nothing screaming at me like, oh, well, you could build a city here and there and do this, that, or the other thing. But again, just because we're already well into this. So the good news is, as far as this live stream series goes, I'm not sure how much longer we'll do it because we were kind of planning on getting self-sufficient, but maybe we could think about the cable cars across here, and I'm not really sure where I would use those forklifts like I was saying, but I'm very happy that we now have this yellow back for things like the electrical lines, and it's a lot nicer to be able to see the outline of these buildings is nice. What else? The one-way roads. Yeah, I don't know. Like I can see in the city here where you might want to consider like a one-way road, which is where you typically see them in real life anyway. Country roads aren't typically ever one way, and so we could do like a one-way thing around here maybe. But then again, this is sort of like the main pass-through town, so. But I could see where you maybe would build a road like along here that could be one way out and one way in to cut down on traffic. Elevated roads would have been nice, right? We don't really. I mean, we do have these other, these are bridges. Oh, we got new bridges. We have new railroad bridges? Or at least we got new symbols for the bridges. Oh yeah, look, we got new railroad bridges. Nice. Again, I kind of got all the bridges we're going to build for the moment. But yeah, we'll have to think of some things to finish off the map. I have no problems with getting into it. You know, but I wanted to get the car thing going because we had talked about that in the past weeks. Oh, good, off the rails. I'll take a look for it. Your video on the forklifts because it's definitely, yeah, it's a bit confusing to me, and I don't understand them. And yeah, it's just been, I've been a little bit too busy in real life to deal with too many extra videos. Like, yeah, it just, I'll leave it at that. Like, it's just been kind of hectic with the holidays and just things happening. Nothing bad or anything, just busy. And that happens in my life. It's coming next year. I'm probably not going to make as many videos per week just because it's too much of a commitment. But then what you'll see is that there will be weeks and times when I do get into like a forklift video or an update video or something, because I'll have more time that I haven't really in my own head committed to making regular videos, right? Like, because there are going to be weeks in my life that are less busy than others. And then we've had like the threat of snowstorms, which is, you know, getting the plow ready and things like that all take time. And so let's take a look and see what our population's done. We don't have any escapes this month. So we've gained close to 700 people. And let's just take a look at this year. Oh, we did have an escape. Somebody decided they didn't like us. But good, we got a lot more births than deaths. That's a nice thing. And yeah, we're going to have to take a look in the beginning of next episode because I didn't pay much attention to what was going on. Let's make sure we still have... Oh, we have no staff. I thought there was people living here. Oh, well, nobody seems to have escaped. Yeah, maybe we should... this would be like the maximum number, right? But at least that should get us some staff. And let's go see if we have... Yeah, we have a couple full houses here. So we'll direct a few more people into here when they are needed, or to a bus or train platform. What? Oh. I clicked the wrong thing. All right, so I think we're back to being reasonably satisfied here. I'm just going to add a few people to each of these houses. All right. So that should... Good. There we go. So we're limited the number of people that can go to our university anyway, but then how did that affect our school? We have plenty of schools, but then when we fill up these mega houses, these skyscrapers, we're going to need them. We got our extra kindergartens, so we got no staff. Okay. Are they complaining about kindergarten? Yeah, so there's no staff, but then they can't go to work. Why don't you take your kid to the kindergarten and then teach the kindergarten? Yeah, you probably don't have enough sports over here either, I would bet. Yeah, we got... Oh, did they up the number of visitors a lot? Ah, that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that before. Oh, this one only has 5. Or was that always 20 and I was just thinking of the tennis court? Oh, no. Off the rails, I wouldn't worry about that at all for you, especially. Like, I've said things to people before about asking, but no, you're a participating fan. It's one thing for, somebody I don't even know comes in and says, watch my brother's videos at one time. It's like, I mean, I like if Radomir, if you start up a channel, I'm all there to support it. I'm not making any money off of this. The more people that watch and play this game, better for me. Like, if Off the Rail draws people to play in the game, then it's, it just supports the whole community. It's not like and he's not stealing any money out of my pocket or anything like that. If maybe some people go watch his and don't watch my videos, but that's okay. If they like his videos better, that's great. Like, go watch the videos you like. I'm here for my own entertainment as well as yours, in other words. So, but thank you for being considerate and asking and saying something, I do appreciate it. Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like, you'll find me to be a very generous. Like, my neighbor came over one time, started taking like these slates that were kind of like in the weeds, so to speak, like the slate that you might pave a walkway with. I yelled over to him, well, just ask. Like, you can have the slates, or I mean, who knows? Maybe I need them, and it's kind of the same thing with that. Like, we got a little traffic jam going. I was wondering why they weren't building more over there. Yeah, we do have some signaling here, don't we? Yeah, that's a problem. All right, well, let's cancel whatever this guy's working on. Yeah, I do wish they would fix this road thing where it just says road. Like that. That's a bit annoying. All right, so we're not going to be able to do 2 trains in and out of here because they're going to keep jamming up right there unless I pay close attention. Now, I don't know which one I canceled, but it doesn't matter too much. Good. So this little loop around here lets them get constructing every which way but loose. They should be able to get to all these tracks. Now, once we get to past here, we could probably put a crisscross in. But otherwise, this is just going to be like one track for one train to bring fabric, or I'm sorry, chemicals. Why did we even build that? Oh, no. It's going to bring, yeah, I forget what that's going to bring. Is that going to bring fabric from over there? It could either be bringing fabric. No, fabric goes this way. So it's either going to be corn or something. I don't know. I put a whole track over here. Now to remember. This I think is to bring corn over to here. Corn and something else. Corn and chemicals, that's right. Because we're going to have this other fabric thing here. Yeah, now I forget. Well, we'll make them do something with it, right? It must have been a good thought if I went through all that effort to build that railroad track around there. Yeah, it's like I said, it's everything in life doesn't have to be competitive, and I'm just not really a very competitive. Doesn't mean I don't like things the way I like them. I mean, I'm a meticulous person. I can be a pain in the butt to deal with at times, but I'm not overly competitive. Like, I don't care if someone else does better, especially, I mean, this isn't even about money. Like, if I was going to be competitive at all, but again, I think that the more people that play this game, it's not like it's a huge following kind of game where either one of us are going to be making a ton of money off of YouTube videos for it. Not unless it gets a lot more popular as time goes on, but I get the impression you have to tend to have tens of thousands of views on a lot of your videos. And I get that a little bit from like Colonel Failure says, he hasn't quit his day job type thing, and he gets thousands of views typically in a lot of his videos, and he can't make enough money. And then I'm really concerned about YouTube is, I mean, they're really changing. They got in trouble with the COPPA thing, and I think they've, they're just changing over the years, and I think that, I would worry about ever trying to make money if it's really good that I'm not making money off of it, because I think that they're going to yank the rug out of some of. They may decide that this video is for kids, and then it yanks the ability for you guys to leave comments. I don't know what happens with a live stream, quote, for kids. Like, if they decided that this was for kids, you wouldn't be allowed to leave comments. At least that's, sort of what I'm understanding. So come January, that could change a lot of channels. And I think Minecraft, people that play Minecraft could definitely fall under it. And I don't know how much you guys know about that whole COPPA thing. It's kind of worth looking into, but I don't necessarily think that the government would have any issue or say that my channel is for kids. But the problem is if YouTube says that, right? Like the government doesn't have to say, I mean, they can obviously say, you guys are all adults. We're all adults here. We can talk about what we want. I can gather your information. Not that I gather anything, but YouTube can gather your information. No harm, no foul. And so it's sort of, but like YouTube is the one that just got the hundreds of millions of dollars in fines or whatever it was. YouTube is the one that's on the hot seat. And if they decide things are for kids or things aren't, they could really affect people and their channels. Yeah, that's exactly the way I look at it. It would be nice for me to get to 1,000 subscribers and at least get a couple bucks for the videos that are successful. And, that would be like any other hobby. If you went fishing and you caught a couple extra fish that you could sell to the local fishmonger, whatever. It might be a bad example. It's where you do wood carvings. It would be decent to go to a flea market or that type of thing and sell a few wood carvings on the weekend or something like. But that's kind of how I look at this. If I made a few extra bucks, it would never hurt. But I don't, so it's still fun to do. But guys, if you don't have too much more to say or too many more suggestions, I want to start getting ready for my Christmas party. Sorry about it being a little bit shorter this week, but I just don't want it to go over too long. And it's obviously it's a party. It's not like if I'm not there right at the minute. But if I get wrap up now, then I'll have plenty of time to get there and kind of relax, not feel like I'm going to be late. All right, so let me pause it like I normally do at some point, and I will even save it, and we will come back more or less, maybe not to the same exact spot, but same exact spot in time. Live stream after, what are we up to? 25, I think. Oh, you know what? I never changed the number on it when I did the new, oops, don't quit. Well, again, I don't know if anybody wants to talk about this, but COPPA is a law that's been in effect. I don't know if you've heard much about this. So it's, yeah, what YouTube does with the fact that COPPA, like the federal government fined them, like what was it, 200 million or 100 and some million? Because they were collecting data on children under the age of 13. Well, YouTube doesn't want to stop collecting our data because they want to know that you watch this video, because then when they go to an advertiser, they can say, well, we know, this game has train, say. So if somebody wants to advertise another train game, they can say, hey, look, I'm going to show this video to Off the Rails because I know he likes train games. Well, you're not allowed to do that to people under 12 in America or under 13. Which makes sense. You don't really want companies gathering the information of children under 13 and using targeted marketing on them and stuff. I think that's a very reasonable policy for the federal government to have. The problem for YouTube is they're not going to stop collecting data, and they don't have a way of verifying that someone's over 13 years old. So if some 9-year-old signs up for YouTube and says that they're 14, the federal government doesn't care. They're still, you broke the law. Like, just like if you, whatever, you get the idea. So it's like YouTube really does have a serious problem. If the federal government catches them doing it again, it's like if you go in front of a judge and the judge says, oh, you got caught stealing. And you say to the judge, oh, I promise I'll never do it again. And I'll go to these rehab programs and I'll do this and I'll do that. And then you're back in front of the judge again a year later. They're going to go, well, you didn't learn your lesson, did you? So like YouTube, I bet you would face, fines upward. If they did the same thing over again, which they won't, I would bet you that you'd see fines over $500 million. like something that would really even sting a company the size of Google. So the problem is, if a kid watches my video under 13 and they collect the data on it, you could still argue that they just violated the law, even though this video isn't intended for children. That's the crux of the matter. And if you take all of our videos where we're playing these games, even though we're a bunch of adults, that's the problem that you're going to see, is that YouTube may say, we're just not going to take our chances with anything that's a video game. Because if the government comes after them again, you're probably talking massive. I mean, they could shut YouTube down. I mean, they wouldn't. I mean, you're talking about the U.S. federal government. This is whether people around the world like it or not, this is a U.S. business, this YouTube, like they could quite literally shut them down in the U.S. if they really wanted. So, and again, I don't think they will. So that, I think, is what the problem is. Is YouTube going to, quote, overreact to CYA, as we say, cover your ass? If YouTube reacts reasonably, then I think we can move forward. And you could be right. The bottom line, is that is it controversial? Well, mine's not controversial, but it still could hit me. Yours isn't controversial, but I think it could still hit you, right? It's not a matter of just the whole, and I do agree with you. They do seem to be trying to knock out the controversial stuff. But the problem with the COPPA is just sort of a whole different ball of wax that YouTube got themselves into. So, but by the way, that's what some of the creators are saying. I just read through the very end of your complaint. Or your comment. Sorry, it wasn't a complaint. Because you're family friendly, you're more likely to attract younger people, which means they may cut off your ability to monetize and cut off your ability to have comments. And people wouldn't get notified of any of your videos being released. They would mark it as safe for children, and therefore, like, a child could leave their personal information in your comments. No, in this case, it's not. It's the fact that they got in trouble. It's like they're a convicted felon in this particular case. But you're right. I mean, they could be using it as an excuse. But in this particular case, it's I forget how much they got fined, 200 million, something like that, somewhere close to that. So, I mean, the next time they go in front of the judge because they've collected data on 13-year-olds, it's going to be 500 million that they're going to get fined or more, and then who knows what the judges will decide then, for the punishment. But just again, these companies get treated much the way you or I would. The judge is going to be lenient if it's the first time you ever committed a crime. And that's what they did. They committed a crime. Knowingly and willingly, or willfully, they got caught completely with their pants down breaking the COPPA rule. Not just like, we accidentally did something. So we'll see. It's, it'll be interesting. And it goes into effect in January, as far as they've agreed to clean up their act by January. Like they're going to implement everything they were going to implement starting January 1st. The judge gave them till the end of the year, basically, to fix the problem. So now what's going to happen is, because they're a convicted felon, the federal government's going to come in and start searching YouTube for violations, right? Like, once you're a convicted felon and you're on probation, you got to go take a P test, or you got to go, what I'm saying? They may not have put you in jail, but you still have to go through the process at this point. So they need to keep their butts particularly clean, just like if you wanted the judge to eventually leave you alone. So we'll see. It's like, I'm not overreacting, because again, I'm not making any money, but I'll tell you what if you guys couldn't leave comments on the stream? Like, that would just completely ruin the live stream for me. And then I don't even think it's so much going to affect me, but people are talking about, like, what about PewDiePie? I mean, he appeals to a lot of under 13-year-olds. Are they going to? Are you going to be allowed to leave comments? And is he going to be allowed to monetize his videos? And so it's. I think it's going to affect a lot of those people that you may have watched some of their videos, but that are obviously more geared towards teenagers and stuff. That's who I think is going to get the most. And then there's a lot of family channels too, apparently, they're really going to get the worst of it because they just won't be able to monetize anything and they won't be able to get any comments, and that'll be a bummer for them. But anyway, guys, I better get going, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. And if you don't celebrate that holiday, I don't mean any offense by wishing you a Merry Christmas. If you do, well then Merry Christmas. And if you don't, Happy Holidays. I hope you, whatever holiday or thing you enjoy, I hope you get to spend it with your friends and family like I'm about to go do, you know? Okay, well, I'm going to get going, so I'm going to be quiet. Thank you, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will be back most likely again next week, next Saturday at 2 o'clock, my time, Eastern Time, USA. Yep. Thanks, Off the Rails. And I'll look for your videos this week. Thanks for making them. All right. See you guys.